All right. Hello again, Avengers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are all having lots of fun and are super excited because there's this book here. This book, The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, is the latest book published by USA Today best-selling author Kiri Callaghan. Kiri has officially gotten on to the USA Today bestsellers list, and not like best-selling fantasy or best-selling like super cool solar punk London, but no, this is overall all the books. She's on there. It's super, super awesome. We're so very, very proud of her. You can still pick up her amazing book at all major book retailers, and it's awesome and amazing. You can also be Faye and solve crime by going to the Curiosity Shop and getting her very, very comfortable t-shirt in lots of different cuts and designs and other things like that. So I think they even have like a sweatshirt version of it or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. My brain hurts. So yes, we're all very, very excited about that.
Although the one thing I do not like about that list is it's like, oh, the revised version of Twilight, the vintage cover, made top 40 or something. It's like that shouldn't count. It's just a color, like it's just a recover. Like,
yeah,
anyway.
but people gotta buy their book and figure out if they're team dipshit or team loser. So I mean, I don't have strong feelings about that book. Or, to be perfectly honest, it's not really the book series I care about so much. It was the fact that I saw the first Twilight movie like 6 times. Not because I actually liked the piece of garbage, but because I had actually 2 different girls that I was trying to date at the time that were both massive Twilight fans. And so I'm like, oh, do you want to go out and see a movie? Oh, yeah. Have you seen Twilight? Yes, I have. Oh, it's amazing. You should definitely see it again. Sure. This will definitely get me a second date. Nope. So
I remember on a lark, I decided, hey, I'll just have it on because when it was on cable, I decided to watch it. Man, I've never actually been angry about losing like 30 minutes of my life. It's just like, bro loses it to a fan and basically being downwind. Like,
I like the fact that they tried to break some tropes. Like, that is admirable. It's like, well, let's throw those tropes on their ear. That's an interesting thing to do.
The reason why they don't go out into the sunlight instead of them burning is they sparkle.
They're too pretty.
Yep, they're too fishy.
Yeah, no, I was dating someone at the time when I was reading the book series, and then when we broke up, the movies came out, and the person that I was dating looked like one of the characters in the movies, and that's all I could think about was
yeah, that'll do
like,
it to
no,
you.
I'm
So wait a minute. Were you dating like
Edward?
Edward? Really? Damn. You know what really sucks about that? Robert Pattinson is a phenomenally skilled actor.
Yes,
and
he is.
He was so underutilized and poorly directed in that film that I spent like a decade thinking that he couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. And he's such a phenomenal... And it wasn't like he got better. No, he was always a phenomenal actor. It was just the director of this movie and the script that they gave him was nonsense levels of shit.
Yep. Which followed very closely to the book. So if that's saying anything.
It was the only...
Anyway, you know what's not a giant monumental piece of shit? Kiri's book.
Absolutely fantastic. Be sure to definitely get the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder.
So anyway,
and there's also an audio-book that is coming out. Jody, you can go take it with me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Kiri keeps posting stuff on her Instagram. She actually has an excerpt from the audiobook. It's really good. I like it. So,
and hopefully Good Time Society will release that.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It just takes some time because editing and publishing things is hard. So yeah, other TTRPG news. Fabula Ultima is still doing their Fabula Ultima is still doing their Kickstarter for the new Bestiary and the hardcover versions of all their books. They have recently passed $1.3 million. So we are very, very excited about that. I now want to play Fabula Ultima again because it's so much fun.
Yes, please.
Let's
do it.
Yeah, man.
Purple Lumley shall return!
In addition to that, Critical Role is still doing their Kickstarter for their class packs for Daggerheart, which I believe they recently passed, I think, 200,000. Which the fact that they don't have any stretch goals or anything, it's kind of impressive that they're still kind of bringing in money for the Kickstarter, because it is a very kind of limited market for that particular thing. So that's cool. Where's Blades, which was the sword and sorcery and giant robots TTRPG from Japan that is finally getting an English translation. They actually sent out a starter kit to all the backers, so you can actually play Where's Blade in English right now, which is really cool. And it's an interesting system, very, for lack of a better term, very Japanese. Since I've been getting more into like Japanese TTRPGs, like Sword World and Ryutama and stuff like that, like Where's Blade just kind of screams 80s Japanese TTRPG, which isn't a bad thing, but I just found it interesting. Who would have thought, what was it, Record of Lotus War created an entire genre of TTRPGs. So that's just super cool. The Sword World Kickstarter thing should be happening in a few months here, which would be very cool. We'll finally get an English version, an English language version of that. 13th Age Second Edition has finished printing, so physical copies will be going out to backers relatively soon here, which is super cool. If you're not familiar with 13th Age, it basically kind of took the good parts from 4th edition D&D and the good parts of 3rd edition D&D and turned it into this crazy nonsense levels of awesome. And they're creating a 2nd edition version of it, which is really cool. I have my digital copy of it already, and it's great. It's wonderful. So yeah. Yeah, lots of just crazy cool stuff. And I think there's more... there's another TTRPG that just went live a few days ago. It was funded in 2 hours for a diceless TTRPG that I can't remember what it's called anymore. But
you play with rock, paper, scissors?
It is very narrative based. You can
That's
describe it and it works, kind of thing. They take away a lot of the luck out of it. I betcha I can find it because the people from Who's What's It, the Scorched Basin, were kind enough to talk about it. There it is. I have an email. Homie and the Dude. Enclave is what it's called. And I'll just read the little excerpt they have for it. Enclave is a narrative TTRPG where your decisions determine your fate rather than luck. With an episodic structure that solves scheduling headaches, vast character growth options, and concise, accessible rules based in common sense, Enclave lets you tell the immersive stories you crave without the headaches that plague most TTRPGs. To me, that sounds like a late night infomercial. Are you tired of your eggs always breaking when you try to juggle them with your nose? Well, take the Nose Juggler 4000.
I say, even the way you presented that was like, perfect.
However, as much as I'm not a big fan of the approach that they're taking to marketing it, of all these RPGs are wrong and we fix everything, It's a fantastic. That's what Pathfinder has been doing for years. Well, we're better than everything. So anytime you have a problem, use Pathfinder. Pathfinder fixes everything. And that has not helped them get any more popular. So I don't think that's a great marketing tool. However,
Yep.
I like the idea that they're like, you know what? We're tired of, I have this really cool idea and the dice just won't let me do it. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, they were funded in 2 hours. So there is a market for stuff like this. And to be honest, you know, there's a market for a lot of things in the TTRPG world right now. We are living in a very kind of wonderful golden age for TTRPGs. So, yeah, loving that. As far as other stuff going on in the TTRPG world, is there anything you guys can think of that I haven't mentioned thus far?
Nothing big or major, but I have taken Courage and Cuddles and started to use it therapeutically, and the kids are really responding well to that. So
Really?
I have an SEL, social emotional learning campaign that I've built off of it, and I want to share it with some other SLPs because they're also now getting interested in running TTRPGs for their
That
therapy
is so
sessions.
great.
So, yes.
For anyone
So
that doesn't know, years ago at this point, I created a Lasers and Feelings hack called Courage and Cuddles, which is basically you play like stuffed animals and night toys for kids that when the kids go to
security
sleep.
toys.
Yeah, security toys. When the kids go to sleep, they wake up and they protect the kids from bad dreams and nightmares and things like that. And I thought it was a cool idea. And I think, Chax, you played in my Courage and Cuddles game that I ran.
Yep. Yep.
I think it was during the hiatus for Realms, right? Did we do it on?
I don't think it was a hiatus. I think it. No, you're right. It was
Yeah,
because
it was
like
in
Lex
between-
couldn't make it, and
Yeah, it was in
That's really
between
cool.
campaigns 1 and 2.
Yep.
But yeah, just a little. If you're not familiar with Lasers and Feelings, it is the rules lightiest of TTRPGs, and most of it is in the Creative Commons. Like the rules for Lasers and Feelings fits on a single piece of paper. So I like to call them like one-page RPGs. And because the basic rules for it in there are Creative Commons, there are literally hundreds of hacks out there. Years ago, we played a hack called Library Cats, which is where I got to meet Chax's lovely sister. And she got to make me cocoa, which was fun.
Microbial Minion Union.
It so much fun. So yeah, Lasers and Feelings and all of the different hacks of them hold a very special place in my heart because they are by far the easiest way to get anyone into TTRPGs, but they are especially useful for younger players. They're written in a way that just makes sense, and the intuitiveness
Not real
of them.
heavy. Exactly. They're very quick, very easy to engage. So yeah.
So yeah, I am
it's
absolutely thrilled that it is being used to help the kiddos. That's
Yes.
amazing and wonderful.
Yes. So
So
thank you for that.
anyway, God, I'm gonna be smiling for a while. That's so cool. So anything else happening in a completely normal and unproblematic world that we live in, where nothing goes wrong and people that are running the country don't have their heads up their asses?
Shoot, no.
You're sitting there. What? No,
will
they
sort-
fucked that too.
I will say this: there was an article recently, L.A. Times, and they didn't say anything confirmed. But if they're, I know of these people well enough that if they're not going to mention it in an interview, there's probably some likelihood to it. The people like Sam Reich and some other folks from Dropout and the LA Times said like they're wanting to expand out more on the content they create, and they hinted at like the possibility of an animated series, among other things.
That would be very cool. I talked about Sam Reich in my video today because first of all, I didn't realize Sam Reich is the son of Robert Reich.
He's made some cameos on Drop
Yeah.
Off.
I had no idea. And if anyone doesn't know who Robert Reich is, Robert Reich worked for Reich, thank you. He worked for a couple different presidential cabinets, and is generally considered one of the most successful presidential cabinet members in modern history. Like, he was just incredibly good at what he did. If I remember, I can't remember which position he was, but it's something to do. It might have been Department of the Interior or something to do with economics and stuff like that. He knows his business, and Sam apparently listened, because Sam, in addition to having a really great head for business, also is a very creative person. And there's so few of us that can blend that business and creative parts together, and Sam does it so well. So
People have often joked about him being a great example of a nepo baby.
I mean, let's be honest. But no, like, the reason he succeeds, in my humble opinion, is he takes this stuff seriously. And there are so many creatives specifically that look at the business side of, running a business as, well, that's the boring business stuff. Ew, yucky. And he doesn't. He takes it seriously, and he does the work. And because of that, Dropout is very, very successful. And the fact that it keeps getting more successful just makes me happy every single time. Because Sam deserves to have good things happen to him. Like, just genuinely, he seems to have worked his ass off and has gotten the short stick quite a few different times. From MCN drama, and then all the stuff with College Humor, and then him saving College Humor and turning it into Dropout and everything like that. Like, the boy got the short end of the stick and learned to play baseball with it, and he's doing real good. Also, I guess I have to mention this. I think right now, the Milwaukee Brewers are going up against the LA Dodgers for the National League Championship. And they have gotten, the first game was 2-1. They lost to the Dodgers. Last night, they got spanked by the Dodgers, and it's pissing me off because I want the Brewers in the World Series. But there was an amazing play. Dodgers had bases loaded. They launched this thing all the way out, just about over the outfield fence, which would have been a grand slam and just ended everything. And I can't remember who it was, but he jumped up, he caught it, but it kind of bounced around a little bit. He eventually got hold of the ball, threw it in, and they got the weirdest double play I have ever seen in my life. Because if you catch the ball, if you're not familiar with how baseball works, if they catch the ball, the batter is instantly out, and all of the runners have to go back to their base.
Yep.
Before they're allowed to go any further. And most of the time what happens is if they catch the ball, all the runners just stay on base because it's not, the person has control of the ball. They're going to just throw them out. That's not what happened here because people didn't realize that he actually caught the ball, or they weren't sure if they caught the ball. Oh. And so he's juggling it around. He gets it. He throws it in. It goes all the way to home plate, but they don't tag him at home plate. And so they're like, oh, he's safe. And then the umpire goes, he's out because he was forced out at home plate. And then everybody is instantly mad because they're like, wait a minute. No, that can't be it. And so they had to review everything. It's like, yes, he is out at home plate. And the guy in the outfield, as he's watching all this, on like C-SPAN and all the different stuff, they just have this close-up of his face as he just has this expression of, what the hell is going on? How did this work? But yeah, Brewers got a double play and ended the inning. By stopping a grand slam and still lost 5-1.
All right. The way you described it, it seemed more like a triple play.
Technically, no. It was just a double play. It was a weird because I still don't know if they declared that he actually caught the ball or it was because two people actually ran and got forced out when the ball got to the right spot. So I actually don't know exactly what it was. I just know that the Brewers ended that inning, and it was very, very cool. And they still lost. If they don't make it to the World Series, they had the number one. They were number one in standing in the entire Major League, both American and National League, number one. And this is just. don't want them to lose to the Dodgers. Don't get me wrong. The Dodgers are a fine team, and Los Angeles is a fine place. I have lots of friends that live in Los Angeles and probably like the Dodgers. But the Brewers have only been to the World Series once, and they choked. We need a World Series win. We have a good team this year. Anyway, that's my little thing about baseball. I likes the baseball.
So apparently, the new thing I've discovered is that can start off a rant with Jody is
That's ball.
Pirate Power Rangers, and and baseball now.
Oh.
I found a new thing to be upset about.
Yeah.
There was a comic series called Power Rangers Infinity that happened between Power Rangers Prime, which is the new Boom Studios comic, and the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And in it, basically, a bunch of different Power Rangers realities got sucked in by Poisandra. And so in the first issue, they just showed all of these different Power Rangers teams that had never existed before. Like Power Rangers Paladins, which 100% was stolen from me.
Yes.
Like that. That was totally my Power Rangers team.
Was there one of the Power Rangers was a blue badger?
No. But one of the other teams was Power Rangers Pirates. And as soon as I saw, they're like, yeah, they're called the Power Rangers Pirates. I'm like, shut up. We already had Pirate Power Rangers. It was Super Mega Force.
And it was awful.
Anyway. So, yeah. Also, I'm watching Kamen Rider Ryuki now because it's amazing.
Yeah, I did. I think I told you that the opening for that particular installment is sung by Rika Matsumoto, aka Ash Ketchum. It's so awesome.
It's great stuff. Guys, we need more tokusatsu in this country. Like we don't need to turn it into Power Rangers or Masked Rider. We just need to import it. Just import it. I would like it if it was dubbed because I have a hard time reading subtitles. And my brain won't let me learn Japanese, but we badly need tokusatsu, guys. That's all I'm saying. It's good stuff. And they need to bring back the Metal Hero series because those were very, very cool too. Anyway, I think it is time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. The party is in pursuit. After arriving in the elemental plane of water, the party met this group of clandestine operatives who seemed intent on destroying the bubble that they had appeared in. While they were getting to know this new group of people, the group was attacked by a strange creature of darkness that seemed to survive on the souls of living beings. It killed one of the members of this clandestine group, which they found out seemed to be a relative of one of their own members. And when his relative vanished from existence, so did he. Now, the party is rushing, trying to find this creature so that they can retrieve the soul that it devoured and hopefully use that to resurrect Reggie's mother and hopefully resurrect Reggie as well. In order to find it, however, they were forced to find a guide. After searching long and hard, they eventually came across an interesting character named Thakian, who claimed to know where this creature was and offered to take them there for a fee. After hiring his services, the party now must make the long journey to the location of this creature of darkness. So, due to the fact that Chax was busy siestaing over in Spain. Last week we were introduced to Thakian, played by the wonderful Wolfie, who has been so gracious as to join us. You guys basically kind of had to get a loan from a Triton in order to be able to pay Thakian. And when you guys were able to meet with him, you agreed upon a fee, and then he said, yep, get ready. As soon as you guys are ready, we'll go. So that, I think that's where we left off, was you guys were all getting into the ship and kind of getting ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, due to the fact that Arai was unnaturally silent for about 2 hours last time.
What?
And somehow didn't wander off.
Had like one of the monkey backpacks on him.
They just got one of those little like kid leash things. And so
That's what it is. The backpack's the
yeah.
monkey, and you hold on the tail, and yeah.
The problem is Arai might be a little too much into that because it's like a restraint harness situation.
I didn't say the harness version. I said the backpacks. Thank you.
That is kind of a harness situation. That backpack is like, because they also have the clip on the front when you put it on.
Not all of them.
Anyway,
Although
I was about to say, wouldn't it like hurt your
everything
shoulders
is
if the
a
kid
rise
like
situation.
if the kid is running too hard and it's like this is the only place of like pressure, like you're gonna dislocate a kid's shoulder eventually. Those kids, like they go from 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Also,
And it's funny.
Smegwick and Owie are very, very small. I don't think they would be able to drag him that way.
You just see Owie just like being dragged behind. Right, just going, look over here, guys.
Turn around and see Owie. Oh, what are you doing on the floor? Come here. Put her on her shoulder. Let's go see it together. At least I have a buddy to go with me now.
Becca.
Uppies.
Yeah.
So,
Where are my dice?
my question for you, Arai.
Yes.
You guys basically landed on underwater Mos Eisley.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular that Arai would want to kind of prep while they were there, knowing that you're going to be... I mean, technically, Thakian hasn't actually told you guys where you're going as of yet. He just said, yeah, I'll take you where you're going. So you guys don't know what
we're
to
headed to the
expect.
sub.
So with that in mind, Arai, was there anything that you wanted to... Like, it's a decent sized little city that you guys are in.
Yeah.
And you would be kind of familiar with cities like this from your work with Espiel, so.
Let's see. I know there was something that I was going to look for. Do I remember what that is? No. Let me quickly scan my notes. Hold up.
While that's going on,
Okay.
Smegwick and
Well,
Owie, do you
just
guys
as a
have
heads
anything?
up,
Go ahead.
well, if you recall, last time I did hit Harlow up. He was able to front me because he said he had it in his ship. So he did front me a scroll of water breathing that I could transcribe into my ritual book.
Yes. So
Yes.
that will be very, very useful. So yeah, that will, I believe, because scroll of water breathing is second, or water breathing's 3rd level. So yeah, that'll take you 3 hours to do. So it'll be something that you'll have to do on the trip. But
Yeah.
Nope, can't find it. It'll take too long.
okay. So Owie, was there anything you wanted to pick up while you were here?
No, I don't think so.
Inventory.
Okay.
How are we doing with our like health potions and Smegwick? How are you doing with supplies for your spellcasting?
About as well as I can be, considering what cash we have is what we have on us, and I have 50 silver now. The cash is on our ship.
Arai has cash.
That's fine.
If
How
you
much?
need anything,
I have a potion of greater healing. So God knows how I was able to manage that.
I was sitting there. Sorry, the way you said that, I was sitting there like, how much?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've got about 700 gold if we need anything.
Oh, damn.
The fuck?
Yeah, unfortunately, we need platinum, I think.
But I don't have that.
Well,
I'm not
platinum,
that rich.
it's 10 gold per platinum, so technically.
Yeah, how much did
Told
we
you.
need to pay
I said I had
the,
gold. I didn't say I
train?
had platinum.
Okay.
How much did the train said we needed to pay him off?
Well, Harlow was working on that. That's like,
Yeah. Harlow took out a loan of 150 platinum, so
yeah,
Okay.
which is 1,500 gold.
Yeah,
so.
definitely not. No.
And that's technically the credit line is for Harlow. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just so Chax also knows, for Arise, since Arise was on autofollow, Harlow made a deal with a guy named Bach. Bach apparently is a Triton Lich.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Delicious.
He
Who
may or
apparently
may
is-
not have been inspired by Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's kind of the Jabba the Hutt, Mos Eisley gangster boss.
Okay. That's interesting. Oh, I know what I was going to look for. I was going to try to find another equipment. Gosh darn it. Another magical weapon, because as we've been going on, a lot of the physical weapons that I have don't work so well, but against things that need magic. So that was the general idea.
So
we don't have to do
specifically,
that
like
now.
Magical range weapon, because your pipe
Yes.
of warning is
Yes.
a magic weapon.
No, I know. Yes,
Okay.
a magical like javelin or something else I can throw or shoot. Mostly throw, because I'm strong boy.
If you want to look for that, something that tends to be relatively prevalent, I guess you could say here. Small concealable weapons, things like darts. You could find a number of like just kind of generic +1 darts.
Mm.
The only limitation to them would be you have to pick them up if you want to keep using them.
Right.
But it's technically the same problem that you have with javelins. They're just smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to find magic javelins in this town. They're just not that commonly used.
Yeah, it's just on the list.
Okay.
It's so torturous. They have like that item. I'm sorry, that should be built in. The lightning javelin.
It's a
This
very
magical
cool
thing that you can huck. Great. You still have to fetch it. It does not. It should have returning on that damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys could ever get your artificer back, she can make returning weapons.
Yeah.
She's just busy being a doctor.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a real thing.
And professor.
Her
I-
sister is a doctor now. Like, not like a
Yeah.
medical doctor, but she has a PhD now. It's
And
very
accounting.
cool.
She did get another offer for the for her school, so she's got
Oh,
Very
damn.
cool.
like 3 classes that she's running, and is
Oh.
looking to potentially transition to a university.
Suffice it to say,
Yes.
sister is freaking
And
badass.
she's still getting her CPA degree.
God.
She's
Yep,
very cool,
exactly.
guys. I'm just gonna put it out there. Sister is very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And very smart.
Yes. Okay, back to
SMRT.
SMRT.
So, so did you want to try and find something, or is it just one of those things that as you're walking through, you just go, "Oh, magical javelin"?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been very entertained with the idea with a Rye being a barbarian hucking darts.
I mean,
Ugh.
We could flavor them to be some. We could find you some throwing axes. That would be very barbarian-esque.
Oh, that would be cool.
But that wouldn't be very awry.
It wouldn't.
Mm.
He needs to throw like glitter bombs or something.
But he's already so sparkly.
You get,
Yes, he's trying to share the love.
Mm.
you get
All of them.
shurikens, but instead of like ninja star shape, they just look like snowflakes, and they anytime they hit, they're enchanted to leave glitter wherever they hit.
Hey, glitter bombs.
I mean,
Yeah.
Arai
Yeah,
is
no
very
need for
fond-
fairy fire.
Arai is very fond of his ice form, so that kind of sounds cool, actually. Throwing snowflakes.
Death by snowflakes. Whoa!
Yep, like glitter bombs.
Glitter flake attack.
Mm.
Of course, then we eventually have to get her like a full like magical girl henshin
Yeah.
transition.
Him.
Him,
Prison
sorry.
power, make that.
I really kind of like the idea of this huge muscle-bound dude just going boom.
But he's not like he's strong, but he's not like super muscular. But that would still be hysterical. Where is my dice?
They ran away. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Continue on.
unless anyone else has any other things that they want to pick up in the town,
Oh,
you guys all are able to arrive back on the sub. And
Captain, roll back on the submarine.
it is not yellow. Oh, it looks very soft. Not on the bottom. There was another movie that I
Oh,
used to
some
have
blue
almost
meanies
complete.
coming our way.
Blue meanies. So what you think? I think we need a rehearsal. Can't we take one of these? No, it's only work with my friends. I had for monologues every so often, if I had to show off one of my accents, I would do. There's a line in the beginning where we're introduced to Ringo, and he goes, "Oh, is me. You know, Liverpool can be quite a lonely place on a Saturday night, and it's only Thursday morning. Compared to my life, Eleanor Rigby's was a gay romp. I feel like an old splintered drumstick. Nothing ever happens to me. I jump in the River Mersey, but looks like rain. Nothing ever happens to me." And then he gets followed by a yellow submarine. He eventually goes up to a cop and goes, "Would you believe me if I told you that I was being followed by a yellow submarine?" The cop goes, "No." I didn't think you would. Could have sworn it was a yellow submarine. That wouldn't be logical now, would it? Maybe it's one of those unidentified flying cupcakes, or a figment of my own imagination. But I don't have an imagination. It's one of my favorite lines in cinema ever. And it's just pure nonsense in a Liverpudlian accent. It's great. So, you guys return to your non-yellow submarine. And a few hours pass, and eventually there's a knock on a door, and you see Thakian there with a pretty decent amount of like gear with him. Quickly, Thakian, was there anything you wanted to do before departing the city itself?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So, Thakian kind of shows up, and I've completely drawn a blank on the leader of the bad guys' names.
Harlow?
Harlow, thank you. Wow, brain not working today, folks. Harlow kind of turns to him and goes, "All right, so where might we be going?"
If I remember correctly, where this place is, we're gonna head this way.
Mm-hmm. And so you kind of go to their map room. You kind of go here, 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 here. And as you kind of indicate the not only the destination, but the specific path that they need to take to get there, to avoid currents and other things like that. When you show them kind of the final destination, Harlow just kind of looks at you and goes, "Okay, is nothing there."
It may not be on the map, but I assure you something's there.
All right, you're the guides. Everyone get to wherever you're not in the way. And he starts kind of ordering the crew around, and you guys feel the kind of jolting sensation as you break off from the dock and you start heading into open water. The trip itself looks to be taking about 2 days to get there. So, anything in particular you guys want to do for those 2 days? Obviously, Smegwick, you're able to finalize getting the spell into your ritual book. But that, again, takes you about 3 hours. So, for the rest of you, is there anything in particular you want to do in those 2 days of waiting?
Get to know our shipmates, our submates.
Yeah.
You found most of the clandestine crew tends to be relatively standoffish.
Yeah,
They're not openly
they are.
hostile to you guys anymore, but the few attempts that you guys have made to get to know them any better is kind of rebuffed. They still seem to have a grudge against you guys.
Yeah, it's possible. I told them who would blame for this if we weren't there? Yourselves. It's possible that would have had an effect on them.
The one that seems to be the most kind of open to conversation, you guys have learned his name is Tristalt, and he was the guy that used to look like a large pachyderm. So he tends to be the most cordial with you guys, but he's still kind of short, I guess you could say, in his conversation.
Yeah.
Not in stature. He's a big dude, but
He was the one who was trying to stop Araya from punching the scrawny guy in the face.
possibly. He was the dude with the big warhammer that he could throw and it would come back. Like Thor style.
Oh, I thought the Warhammer guy was Captain.
Yeah.
No, Captain has a sword and shield.
Okay.
The only reason I know this is I have minis on the
Yeah, I was
map
looking
that
at the
have
minis.
their
Yeah.
names. Yeah. So Captain
But
is the sword and shield.
I had associated the hammer with the Captain.
Yeah. And for what you guys have seen, the Scarlet Shadow is the pilot of the crew, or at least has been for right now. You guys don't actually know what Tayan did before she was killed by this thing, so it's possible people have kind of shifted around to fill her role. But so, that being said, Arai, did you want to try and kind of get closer with Tristalt, or just kind of leave them to their musings?
Definitely try to befriend them more, or at the very least, not hit on them and be slightly more agreeable. Hopefully to sort of help ease the overall tension. See if they can get them playing cards or something to relax with them.
All right. Well, like I said, everyone else kind of keeps their distance. Tristalt is at least polite enough to give you a kind of no thank you.
So Thakian.
Yes. Hello there.
Hi.
I'm just perched up. If there are any windows on the sub, I'm just kind of perched up next to the window, just keeping an eye out. In the water.
Portholes in various places
Yeah.
on the sub, but this is a clandestine ship, so they're kind of few and far
Okay.
between. between. The place with the most ability to see out is the bridge, because they need to be able to see where they're going. So that has basically some kind of enchanted windows that technically aren't windows, but they're enchanted so that you can see through them, kind of like a viewing screen on like Star Trek. So, and yeah, simply because we do have a new player here, let's start off with Thakian. If you want to kind of give us another kind of description of what you look like.
Yeah, so I'm a water genasi. I he goes by, well, they go by they them, and they're wearing a sort of like a faded grayish blue cloak, and it's got moss around the edges, as if it was like deliberately put there to sort of like change the style of the outfit. And they've also got slightly glowing blue eyes.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, and sort of like aqua-ish skin.
Arai is going to be very much attached to you. And just like, it's because one, you're willing to talk to him, and two, he probably hasn't met too many water genasis before. Maybe in his travels with Ismail, but don't.
Water genasi, the aqueous realm in and of itself is kind of defined by its kind of separatist nature. Even,
right,
centuries ago, before the elemental wars kicked off, they tended to not intermingle in the other realms too often. So even when you were in the Feywild, which shares a border with it, you didn't meet that many water genasi, and you probably did meet quite a few changelings, but you wouldn't have known. And then in the Sovereignty, there's even less, because there is water in the Feywild. While there's technically water in the Sovereignty, there's also just massive amounts of air. And it doesn't tend to work super well with how the anyone from the aqueous realm kind of persists. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Arai's going to basically just sit there and try to learn more about you and your history and what it's been like doing what you're doing, and he's going to be mildly flirting with you most of the time, but trying to keep it in check.
And just again, because we have a new player, why don't you kind of describe what Arai looks like?
So Arai is a very tall, like 6'7" Eladrin. His preferred season is winter. He's again fairly buff, but not like super muscular. Yeah, he's a barbarian. He wears very formal-esque clothes that he kind of leaves unbuttoned most of the time in the top. So,
probably the best dressed barbarian you've ever seen.
Yes, definitely. High boots and like dark. When it's winter, he's wearing like dark blue and like a cream top with like icicle patterns embroidered along it, and so he's got long hair. He's a bit of a fancy boy. He's a pretty boy.
Bishonen.
Makes his own sparkles.
And he has a big pokey stick.
Yes.
So again, real quick, Aoi, why don't you go ahead and kind of describe what you look like as well?
After trying to, after relatively coming to terms with the fact that hey, it wasn't her fault that Reggie got rug on, you'll see her like remove the cloak that she was wearing when you met her, and in a word, she is the most adorable dragonborn you've ever seen. She is tiny, like just below 5 feet. Blue scales, uh, two fin, a fin on each side of her face. Uh, but despite being your teen, she sometimes there are times where she carries herself pretty pretty well, almost like more mature for her age, but uh, like half the time she acts like uh, a young kid, and other times she's trying to poke it to death.
And she has a rapier that she carries on her hip that has kind of a lightning motif to it, and she also has a shoulder cape, kind of a duelist cape that she wears as well. And since we're going through everybody, Smegwick, if you'd like to describe yourself.
Smegwick is a goblin of a sizable stature for a goblin. He wears kind of like a fine coat, vest, pants, spats, shoes kind of situation. Kind of a more along the lines of a green and purple seems to be the overall color pattern aesthetic for him. One of the things that sets him apart is aside from he's got a goblin head, got way too much product in his hair. Just shy of like a pompadour-esque kind of style here, but he's got like way too much product in there. Like it simultaneously looks rock hard and also wet, but you're not sure until you do like. Thing that makes him look a little bit differently from most goblins, you might notice, is like he seems to have his overall aesthetic. The iris for his eyes are copper, and he's got a little bit of sparkly flecks in his cheekbones, and his teeth are a little bit more pronounced at the pointing than most goblins might appear. And he's also accompanied by his best friend and his familiar, Spitwit, his pseudo-dragon familiar. Overall, kind of a green presenting, but also got kind of copper flecks in his scales. He also has copper eyes.
If you're unfamiliar, pseudo-dragons kind of have... they're kind of a mixture between a dragon and have kind of fey aspects to them. So
They're
sometimes they
dragon.
have... sometimes they have more like, like bug-style wings more than the like big leathery wings of dragons and stuff like that. So... yeah, kind of a hybrid dragon fey creature thing. So, Arai does some mild flirting for the entire 2 days, while Thakian gets to deal with that however they decide is the most useful. On kind of late afternoon of this second day, you guys suddenly feel the ship just stop completely. And
Okay.
you suddenly hear like this commotion, and suddenly there's this kind of poof of smoke, and the one that they call the Scarlet Shadow. Scarlet Shadow. It's not that hard to say. Kind of appears and like just grabs onto your robe, Thakian, and starts just pulling you towards the bridge without saying anything. What would the rest of you like to do? Because you're all kind of around when it happens. Technically, the ship's not big enough for you guys to not be kind of close. What would the rest of you like to do?
If we stopped, I'm coming out of whoever quarters we've been relegated to. I'm going to the bridge.
Okay. All right.
Following.
So as you guys all get to the bridge, you instantly recognize exactly why you've been called there. looking through the front windows, effectively, of the sub, you can see in front of you a massive creature, bigger than anything you guys have ever heard of, larger than anything you've ever seen in the Feywild, in
Even larger than Corielstrax?
by a significant amount. Well, to put it in perspective, there is a city that seems to be growing out of this creature.
Oh my god.
And you guys are far enough away that you can't perfectly gauge the size of it, because it could be really large and you're just really far away, or it could be kind of smaller and you're closer to it. So you won't know the full extent of it until a while. You guys can clearly see buildings growing out of this massive, not even a whale. It kind of shares some characteristics with, like it has some more reptilian features to it, but then it also shares some more squid-like features as well. I'm trying to think of the broad term for squids and other things like that I can't think of right now. But so
Cephalopod?
yeah, kind of cephalopod-esque features. Like it seems to have somewhat of a shell in certain spots, but that it also has scales on it. And from what you can see, from what remains of the face, it is reminiscent of a kind of very aggressive serpent-like face, maybe a little bit of draconic inspiration there, but that it also has the remains of tentacles, most of which seem to have kind of even broken off or been eaten by something. So as you guys are all kind of sitting there in silence looking at this thing, Harlow goes, "What in the God's name are we looking at?" And he just looks at you, Thakian.
I've still yet to make sense of it myself.
So you don't know what my eldest thing is, and yet you're taking us to it?
I wasn't the one who wanted to bring y'all here. I heard there were people that needed to come here, and so here we are.
Lovely.
So this is where breath drinkers go to?
If that's what you call them.
That Corielstrax is huge.
Alright, so where are we supposed to go? Is there a dock? Is there an opening we're supposed to go in through?
Hey, can we look for some kind of dock or opening, or are we just going through this thing's mouth?
I haven't found any docks myself yet. We can take a look around.
Well, then how did you get in?
I'm a water genasi. I'm pretty good at swimming. Just on a stroll one day.
I guess we'll just follow the route that you took.
Okay.
He kind of turns to his crew. We are on emergency shifts for the entire time we're here. I don't trust this place. So get rest when you can, but understand we need to be ready whenever anything goes wrong, right? And then he kind of turns to you guys. I'm here for one reason alone, and that's to get my crewmate back. You guys slow us down, You find your own way out. Understand?
Have the same goal. I'll remind you that again. We all have a vested interest in this. Getting her back helps us get our friend back.
Lovely. How far away from this thing are we?
We're still a good distance away.
You would know from where you guys are. You still have like a 6 to 8 hour journey to get close enough to actually get into the thing. All right, then get your rest while you can, because once we get close there, we're in, we're out as fast as we can. All right.
Mm.
I go be useful somewhere, and he kind of turns back, and you guys feel the ship kind of lurch forward, and you start getting closer. Over the next few hours, this thing gets bigger and bigger, and you guys start to realize the scale of this creature. Very easily, the entirety of the capital of the sovereignty could fit in this creature with room to spare. Probably enough room for an extra core city. And as you get closer, you can see these buildings aren't just like built on top of the creature, they're literally coming out of this creature. And if anyone wants to roll, let's call it a nature check, you can try and see what else you can glean from it. Thakian, sorry, you're welcome to make a nature check as well if you would like.
Okay.
I'll give you
Go ahead.
advantage since you've been here before.
I'll go ahead and roll one.
Okay. So yeah, you
Sure.
can make your roll with advantage. Everyone else just rolls a flat roll.
9.
Cool. Looks very building-like. You think that at one point,
Very watery.
yeah,
This is a chimeric kraken with a city on it. Is anything in regards to an arcanic nature sticking out of this thing when I'm looking at it?
this is bizarre enough that nothing you know would relate to this particular creature. Your understanding of the Aqueous realm is they live in bubble cities. You've never heard of a city on a living creature ever.
Yeah, as we get closer, this thing, Ari is starting to wet herself a tiny bit.
Thakian, what'd you get for your roll?
I got a 12.
12, okay. So yeah, you're still a little bit in awe of this thing. And you're not really able to glean too much information. One thing you did notice, the buildings themselves don't appear to be built of stone or wood or metal. As far as you can tell, from not only from looking at it, but also your previous visit here, you think the buildings themselves are carved from ivory or some other similar bone-like structure.
And that would be a different material than what's typically built in Pelagia.
Yeah, Pelagia is stone and metal, with a little magic woven in there. But most building in crystal. Most building in the Aqueous realm is a combination of stone, crystals, because in those bubbles, like the one that you guys just found, they tend to be made up of stone and geometric crystalline structures. So most cities are built in various combinations of gemstones, crystals, and stone, with a little bit of metal every so often. But more often than not, metal is used more so for ships than it is for building cities.
Okay. I'll share that information. Just kind of point out that the city is built different than our capital.
Do we know what other type of people do people dwell here, or just like entities?
When I explored this area way back, I didn't come across anybody. Any
In the
person.
city?
Nope.
So this is an abandoned city creature.
From what I could tell.
Hi.
Eventually, you guys get close enough that you need to start kind of deciding where to go. Again, if you want to head into the mouth, you can try going inside the creature that way. Take you another maybe like half an hour to an hour to get there. Also, Thakian has mentioned that they were able to enter the city through one of these buildings that's kind of protruding, just through like an open window. So there's that route. Or you guys can kind of travel around kind of the back of the creature, because it's massive enough that you can't see all of it, and just kind of search around for some sort of dock-like structure somewhere around the back. So where would you guys like to go?
Yeah, can we tell if this like creature is actually dead or is it alive?
As far as you can tell, it looks dead. Again, the tentacle things coming off of it are broken off or chewed off or something, and so there's lots of kind of pieces that are missing of it. It looks dead.
It looks dead, but I think we're gonna have to trust Thakian's judgment.
All right. So, Thakian, where would you like to take them in?
Well, I'm always down to explore places I haven't been.
Oh.
But I'd probably decide to take them the route that I've gone, just because I'm guiding somebody and want to keep them a little safer.
All right. So, takes you another about 20 minutes to get up to one of the buildings, and as you guys get closer, you can see the buildings themselves have windows on them that seem to be relatively thick. It's something that you guys don't see that has kind of been typical everywhere else you've been in your limited time in the Aqueous realm, is any sort of like bubble barrier or anything that would indicate where a bubble barrier would be formed. And as far as you guys can tell, the windows apparently were the thing that kept water out of this city. And you can see a few of them have kind of shattered and allowed water to penetrate pretty far into the city. So Harlow kind of turns to you guys and goes, all right, I think it might be best if we keep looking around for other ways in and other things that might be out to get us. Yeah, and he hands to Smegwick a sending stone. You need us to come. This is the exit point. So if we come to get you, either you better be able to explain exactly where we need to go, or we're going to come directly here as quick as we can.
Okay. Just as a backup, if you got give me 11 minutes and I'll take care of everybody here, since I can cover a lot of people. with the spell, and he just will pop down. He'll start getting to work casting his ritual spell
Okay.
as a backup. He's going to give everybody water breathing.
Okay. So all of you guys are able, aside from Thakian, since they have just the natural ability to breathe water, you all are able to get the spell, kick a cast on you, and remind me, it's 8 hours?
24 hours.
24 hours. Oh, okay. So you guys,
Yep.
you guys got a full day of speaking like. So you guys are all taken, since the ship can't dock anywhere. You guys are effectively taken to a pressure chamber to get ready to head out. Is there any other prep work you guys want to do before heading out?
No.
All right. So, as you guys go into the pressure chamber, the door seals behind you and water starts flowing in. One of the more interesting aspects of the elemental plane of water is the idea of depth pressure really isn't a thing because it is entirely
Good thing.
water. You guys don't feel like the incredibly heavy weight of the water coming in. But one thing you guys do find kind of peculiar, the water in the elemental plane of water is not like warm, tropical, Caribbean water, but it's not the, mind-numbingly freezing cold water that you would normally think of at low depths. It's unpleasant to be in it without some sort of thermal protection, but it's not deadly. However, as the water comes in here, it feels colder than you suspect. And as the room fills with the water, you can feel the water almost like clinging to you. Not that it's thicker or anything like that, but there's something about the water that just feels like it's gripping onto you in some way. And you instantly can feel like a chill go down your spine as the water starts enveloping you. As you start kind of controlling your breathing and breathing in the water like you are physically capable of doing, your first few breaths are kind of painful almost. If you've ever, this might be a completely foreign thing for Chax, but if you've ever stepped out into a really cold day and taken that first breath of like frozen air in
And
your
it
lungs,
struck.
and your lungs just kind of feel like they're being poked with icicles. Same basic feeling.
So California doesn't get snow.
I can
I
remember
lived in New Mexico.
another place really, really cold. 7-8 foot tall snowdrifts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Were you in one of the parts of New Mexico where it gets a decent amount of snow? Oh,
Yeah, we got our school was
Oh,
canceled
wow.
because the snow like literally went from floor to ceiling.
damn.
Yeah.
I can remember
No days.
snow days when I was a kid, like stepping out into the like sub-zero Wisconsin weather, and you just take a breath in and like the breath just freezes in your lungs and you're like, this is why we're not in school. And coming from Phoenix, Arizona, like we bought snow gear in Phoenix on our way up, and that was adorable. Like I remember one of the first days, because we moved in March, and so of course we had a snowstorm when we got into Wisconsin, because March is still winter. And I remember going out to play, and we were told if you didn't have snow pants, you weren't allowed on the playground. You were only allowed on the blacktop that had been plowed. And I go, what's snow pants? And they're like, oh, you're from Arizona.
Sweet summer
Yeah.
child.
I said, well, here, I've got my, and they said, oh, where's your winter coat? I said, this is my winter coat. They're like, oh, tell your mom
Precious.
to go out and like to Walmart and get you a winter coat, because this is a windbreaker.
Uh,
and it will do next to nothing here.
Tell your mom to make some friends from around here. Ask them where to go.
Very quickly learned the joys of snowsuits.
mm,
Where you just walk around like this the entire time. Anyway, so as you guys head out into this thing, Thakian is able to lead you through one of the windows, and you're immediately greeted by a somewhat familiar sight. You come in and you can see a table encrusted with barnacles and corn rolls.
Yummy.
And coral, but it's very obviously like a living room kind of place that you just come in. You can see through an opening. You can see what probably was a kitchen area. There's a large pit that again is full of various marine wildlife, but very easily could have been a fireplace that was used to cook. You can see a rotating handle that obviously could have had like a stock pot or something on it. But everything here is kind of still and silent and cold. You can see there is a door in the floor of this building that seems to lead, or this room, apartment thing, that seems to lead further into this structure. What would y'all like to do? And there's other rooms that you can't see from where you are right now. So, what would y'all like to do?
mm.
Well, if we are tracking a unspeakable horror that seems to suck souls, where would you advise us head towards, Thakin?
Yeah. Yeah,
Away from here, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta trace this thing's path.
I would probably cautiously push through to the next room.
Okay.
If we don't see anything that catches our eye here that we need.
Okay.
All right.
Anything we need to watch out for? Is there just like treat everything like basically like there's a danger around every corner?
Definitely treat everything like there's danger around every corner.
Okay, so treat everything like they're mimics.
You said there's a door at the bottom of the room.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, it seems like, because again, Ian, you've been here before. The apartments are basically built kind of geometrically out from everything, almost as if, you know, the orientation of gravity effectively seemed to always kind of pull things towards the center of wherever this was. So most of the apartments that you've seen in this particular part of the city, the front door is basically on the floor, and people would come up into it. So, yeah. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
Vertical hallways. Got it.
Yeah. So, so if you guys want to continue kind of looking around this area, why don't you all give me investigation checks
Okay.
as you kind of spread out to search this little apartment.
17.
17, cool.
11.
All right,
5.
cool. You're busy keeping everyone alive.
Yeah. Got my eye on that door.
Doors.
Smegwick, what'd you get for your investigation?
22.
22. Cool.
Nice.
So, Thakian, you are kind of hyper fixated, not so much on looking for stuff in here. You are just scanning everywhere you can for movement and specifically shadows. Your last experience here was less than pleasant, and so you're looking for any time a shadow moves in any way, shape, or form. Aoi, as you're kind of, wandering around trying to find stuff, you go into kind of a hallway and you turn a blind corner, and I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Hello. Oh, that's better. Let's see. Saving throw 15.
Cool. So as you turn the corner, and you're not quite used to controlling yourself in this almost weightless environment where you're swimming everywhere, as you turn the corner, you have to kind of immediately start kind of beating your arms back, because as you turn, suddenly there are these multicolored glowing tentacles just hanging down from the ceiling, and you kind of stop, and as you get close to them, you feel something similar, like something about them seems familiar to you, and as you get close, you feel to them, you feel little bits of static collecting on your snout. You realize whatever this creature is has an electric charge in it. And you think if you had touched it, you probably would have gotten a pretty decent shock if just by going near it, you can feel the static electricity coming off of it. Behind it, you can see a room that appears to have something akin to like a bed-ish in there, but beyond that, there's too many of these tentacle things kind of hanging to be able to see much more than that.
Yeah, I'll go little dragon paddle and rejoin the others.
Okay. Arai, as you are kind of wandering around, you find your self in a large kind of sunken room, and as you look around, you realize the room itself is completely empty. There's no furniture, there's nothing. There is a large window on the other side that this one looks mostly intact. You can see a crack kind of working its way through the window, but it seems to be surface only on the outside of it, and it hasn't made its way into the room yet. But looking around, like the room, there's algae and various growths and things like that, but as far as something that would indicate someone living here, it's pristinely empty.
Arai's gonna back out of the room.
Okay. Smegwick, as you are kind of looking around, it was a 22, right? So as you're looking around, you find another bedroom. To get into it, there are these very sharp bits of coral that you almost kind of catch yourself on, and you stop yourself before getting too close, because they are they kind of rival any blade you've ever seen as far as sharpness is concerned. You're actually a little bit impressed. You've never heard of coral being able to hold an edge, but this would be something you would not want to test a blade on. As you get into the room proper, again, you don't see any furniture in this room aside from what looks like a wardrobe on that's next to one of the walls, and something about the wardrobe just kind of seems off to you. And so as you get closer to it, you kind of open it up, and as you open it up, you instantly see this kind of wave of particulate matter just kind of oozing out of it. You realize that probably used to be some sort of clothing, but it has turned into mush since this place was occupied. but as you look, the back of this wardrobe seems strange, and kind of pushing past your own discomfort, you kind of press on it a little bit and realize the back is false, that there is a hidden door in there. So what
Aha!
do you do?
I'm gonna use my. I'll back up a little bit. Found something.
Okay.
Watch out for the coral.
Oh. Thanks for the warning. Ooh, this do look sharp.
I'm gonna back up a bit, like maybe just keep the space back. Use mage hand, and I'm gonna like investigate the falseness.
All right, so excuse me. It doesn't take much effort to kind of find where, like, the hinging mechanism and everything is in here, but it's been so long since anyone has used this. The door does not really budge as you put even a decent amount of pressure on it. So you think either you're going to have to do something to the hinging mechanism, or you're going to have to use a decent amount of force to get this thing to open.
Do I think it's just enough of leverage, or like I take my dagger, just like go, and then kind of pry it open, or is it going to take like more than that?
You think it'll be more than just prying it open with a dagger. If you're going to try and force it open, you think you're going to need, actual strength.
I assume
Big
a
strong man.
Eladrin-sized battering ram.
Possibly.
Alright.
It's right behind you. Yes.
Okay. Okay, you remember what you did to the submarine door.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Pry.
Yeah.
Okay. That I can do. I have some experience going through dangerous, unknown locations. So, so Rai's going to approach. So, is there any like thing that he can grab onto, door-wise? Like, is there a handle? Is there?
There's no handle. As far as you can tell,
Okay.
it's supposed to kind of push open, and there's kind of a depression where there's a locking mechanism that is already depressed, but the hinges are so incredibly rusted and so kind of deformed that just pushing is not enough anymore. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Can Arai sort of like try and equal out the pressure on the door and then just give it like a pretty decent shove?
Sure. The issue is mostly going to be a leverage aspect. Where do you want Arai to kind of brace against to give her torque
Him.
effective? Him. I'm sorry. Where do you want him to kind of brace himself in the wardrobe itself? Do you want to use a tool to give you some leverage? Because right now you're effectively in 0G. You're just floating.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's
That's right.
because you're all underwater right now.
That's right.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep forgetting that.
But I have
Good
the
thing
spooky
you remember.
underwater music. Doesn't that?
I have it turned down low so I can hear you guys.
Oh, sorry.
All right, then he's probably gonna, because the wardrobe itself is obviously locked down.
Mhm.
Then he's probably gonna try to brace against the wardrobe.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and make me an athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh
Because it's a
no.
really weird, awkward angle you have to go for.
Let's see.
I got a 400 because I'm a stupid barbarian that has all the strength of the world.
19.
That's still enough.
No, it was 21. So.
It still works fine. So you guys watch as Arai kind of puts himself into a very weird position. Arai, you've been in weirder positions, but normally they involve Esmail. So as
Well,
you're trying,
and others, rude.
and others. My bad. So as
Yeah.
you sit there and you
That's
try,
what she said. He said, excuse me.
as you try and find a place to give you decent enough of leverage, you do find it, and you feel yourself kind of pushing, and you feel kind of the strength in your muscles start to engage. And at first, nothing really happened. It's like you're pushing against this, you're feeling your muscles strain, and nothing's going on. And then suddenly, you all hear this cracking sound, like metal scraping against wood. And so you hear this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Right. So you hear and suddenly, the pressure that has been keeping you from being able to push is no longer there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as soon as he starts to hear that and notice like any change in the resistance of the door, he's probably going to ease up on the pressure.
Okay. Unfortunately, with a 19, you don't notice it quite fast enough, and suddenly there is no resistance to your hands, and it's just boom. And you realize the reason why there's no resistance is that room was still watertight. And so as you push it open, you also get dragged in with all the water. And you are suddenly in a very, very dark room because all the muck before that was out there gets rushed in with you. So you are kind of surrounded. The rest of you, I'd like to make dexterity saving throws to see if you can prevent yourself from being sucked in as well.
Oh, God.
You can do a strength saving throw.
Natural 20.
You're fine.
That one.
You are not.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's a 5 in mine.
Cool. So both Smegwick and Thakian, you guys are pulled in as well, and because of all the muck and everything in there, it is.
Sorry, Spitty got an 18.
Spitty just watches you go by. You kind of get this image in your head of him just going, "What are you doing? Why didn't you move?"
Yeah.
Fuck you!
As you all get in again, the water in here is just full of this slimy, black particulate matter. You all collide with Arai, and everyone takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you all kind of like knock into each other and then knock into a few walls. For a brief
Except
moment.
for Owie and Spitty.
Yeah, Owie and Spitty, you guys are still out, but you three all are now intertwined. 2, 3 have become 1.
Spit whip.
I'm imagining
with
Arai
a
having
mental-
him like around the waist when each arm, like, oh hi.
Spitwit does a mental projection holding up a card.
Nah, 10.
As you guys are in there, again, it is not just dark. It is completely obscured by this muck that is in the water around you. How would you guys, now that there's no more water moving around, how would you guys like to deal with that? You can wait and see if it settles. You can try and use an ability to clean it up. What are you guys thinking?
Well,
You
you
think
press
I
digitation. I'll
clean
try
this
that.
up?
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible for me to clean the detritus from the water.
Roll me a spell attack roll.
Okay. Spell attack plus 9. 15 on the die. Sorry, 24.
So as you sit there and kind of start casting this spell, the first thing that you notice is you've cast spells in darkness before. It's not that big a deal. Even in magical darkness, you generally can kind of tell what's going on. Because this is literally just muck everywhere, you can't see your hands to make the somatic components for it. And speaking is still kind of weird. You can breathe and you can speak normally underwater, but it still feels weird when you start adding magic into it. And so as you cast it, you see movement in the water, and there's a brief kind of glow where you can see your hands, but there's just so much muck around that you think it's helped, but you think it'll probably take you a decent amount of time to clear enough of it for you all to be able to see. Probably at
Anyone
least
got
like 10
a
or
lion
15
there?
minutes. What about the rest of you guys? You did hear Aoi asking if you're okay, effectively.
Yeah.
Little scuffed, but it's just mucky as shit in here right now.
Okay.
I'll try prestidigitation a couple more times if I can, because like, what else am I
Like I
gonna
said,
do?
with that roll, like I said,
Yeah.
if you want to spend the next like 10 to 15-ish minutes, you can get the entire room cleaned up. And after about 5 minutes, it'll get to the point where you guys can start kind of seeing each other.
Yeah.
So, with
Power
Arai,
of OxyClean.
you guys suddenly see as a beard just spontaneously grows from Spegwick's face, and he starts going, "Billy Mays here for."
With a little bit of white powder.
Oh, wait,
Sorry.
there's more.
Rest in peace. Arai and Thakian, do you guys just want to wait for him to finish oxy-cleaning it, or do you guys want to try something yourself?
There's not much Arai could do,
Mhm.
Okay.
so
Yeah, I was looking through my spells, seeing if there was something I could use. I don't think I have anything to help clean it up, but
Okay.
does dark
Right.
vision help at all in this situation?
If it was dark, yes. This is
Okay.
literally stuff in the way.
Yeah, I figured.
So-
Okay, I guess
Alright,
I'll sort of just like have my arms out and just making sure that like nothing's like right next to me in my ear.
Okay, sure. So again, over the next,
ow, put your hand down.
He,
Uh,
you
that's
just
what he said.
I can't even remember which movie it was, but I remember this one movie where someone goes, "Is that you touching me?" And you just suddenly hear this voice, "No, but you've got really soft hands." And that's just kind of what I imagine is going on here. Is it you, Smegwick? No, but you've got really soft hands.
Thanks for that level of creepiness.
Yep.
Oh no! So over the next like 10-ish minutes, it starts getting easier and easier to see, and what you guys can see eventually is a bit of chaos. There are papers that are now waterlogged and a lot of them destroyed. You also can see these multicolored coins that, as light seems to hit them, kind of shine with something akin to a metallic sheen, but it's not quite that. And then you also see this kind of gray particulate stuff that's kind of moving around in there, that has kind of sharp corners to it. Every so often you'll see larger chunks in various places, but it's big enough that prestidigitation doesn't just make it vanish. So it's not like sand or something like that. It's obviously something else. What would you all like to do?
Once it starts getting clear enough, I'll take Spitty and paddle my way to them.
Okay. As you get close, you realize the room that they're in is relatively small. You can all fit in there, but you'll be very close. Right now, the 3 people in there is probably the most amount of people that can fit in there comfortably. You can get the rest of you in there, but you'll be a little bit close.
Yeah, a little cramped in here.
All right.
Use
Swigert?
the mage hand to see if I can like try and like do a kind of a scoop. We have to see to try and do like a little bit of inspection on this
Sure.
particulate stuff.
Go ahead and roll me, and it's you can choose investigation or medicine.
I'll go with investigation because medicine is a different character. 14 on the die, dirty 20.
Cool. This is bones. Very, very old bones.
Ow! 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 Ow!
But they're not.
Bone! It's bones! It's bones! Ah!
But they're not bleached or anything like that you would kind of expect. And they're, other than the fact that they've just been destroyed by water, they're remarkably well preserved.
I'm sorry. I thought there were like dusty bones, like in the water, like still in the water. Are there like actual like pieces of bones?
Yeah. So the muck that you were dealing with before was basically disintegrated clothing.
Okay.
The bones that you found are those larger kind of jagged pieces. So they're large enough that you don't have to worry about inhaling them or anything. But it's very obvious that when the water came in, it destroyed at least one full skeleton. It would probably take you a decent amount of time to figure out how much was in here.
I know they're still like bodies, and I'm like, I don't want to breathe in mom and pop's ancient clothes. So.
Ow.
So, yeah. So what about the rest of you guys?
Tastes like the bottom of a thrift store.
Arai's going to go and check out the shiny metallic pieces.
Go ahead and make me just a perception check for this.
17.
17. So looking them over, you realize this is obviously some sort of coinage. This is some sort of currency. But remarkably enough, it's not metallic based. Like, this isn't a precious metal that's been stamped into a coin. As you look at it closer, this is some kind of very sturdy coral that has been carved into a coin shape. And as you look at it more, you realize you can see like portions of coins. And as you look at one of the whole ones, you realize the coins themselves are perforated so that you can actually break them in half and actually into up to 8 pieces. Each coin is designed to break into. But they're the thing that's kind of most impressive. Obviously, they're very, very old, but they're still, other than the ones that broke, they're still in pristine condition. They have not disintegrated. They're not worn or anything. Like, you can still see the image that was kind of carved into them.
We're really good about breaking into sealed chambers, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
Can Arai like gently collect them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of impressed. They're remarkably resilient. Like, other than where they're literally designed to break, you don't think you'd have any problem like shoving them in a bag and just keeping them with you. Like, they're even compared to like metallic currency that you guys are more used to dealing with. These are really stout bits of coral, and you've never seen coral like you. Some of the ruins that you dealt with in the Feywild would have bits of coral. They were obviously underwater ruins that were no longer. But you've never seen coral like this before. It is significantly stronger than anything you've ever seen, and very resilient to impact and things like that.
Okay. So then Arai's gonna collect them and then keep looking about.
Yeah.
Did you say there was another skeleton, or just the one that got dispersed?
You're not sure how many skeletons was there. They're all
Pieces.
in pieces. So if you want to spend like 10-ish minutes and an investigation check, you can try and figure out how many skeletons were possibly there by kind of collecting the pieces. Right now, you just know that bare minimum there was at least one full skeleton. There's enough stuff here that easily there was a full skeleton in here, but beyond that you don't know.
Okay, is there anything else in here, or is that pretty much it?
The papers, the coins, and the skeletons.
Okay.
There's also it's possible that there was also grime and stuff in here, but you cleaned all of it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm also guessing, like, as you said, they became waterlogged. So I'm guessing being in the Aquas realm, they didn't have like water treatment paper.
If you want to make an investigation check to see what you can find from the paper, it's been ripped.
Okay. How'd it get ripped?
Because water came in and hit it
Yeah.
really hard.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Water is not fun when a lot of it comes really, really fast.
Yep.
Like, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
18 on the deck. 18, 16, 24.
Cool. Looking it over, you don't recognize the language, but it's obvious there is writing on there. And with a 24, you are able to discern a difference between letters and numbers. So on here, some of the papers you find have a lot more numbers than others. You can kind of infer maybe this is, a accounting kind of thing. Maybe this is, financial records or something akin to that. But there are other things that are significantly more word-based. But you do find sections where there will be, you'll see the same format every so often. And again, with a 24, you're able to kind of infer, oh, these are date lines. So this must be some sort of a record, a journal, a daily
Ledger.
log, something like that. So you've
Yeah.
effectively found two different things. One, numbers based. Another
Okay.
one, character based.
Yeah. I
The
think this
character
was
based
some
one is the
kind
one
of
that has
study.
the date lines on them in fairly regular places.
This was
Okay.
probably some kind of study.
You're impressed, like, a lot of the writing is still somewhat legible. If you could actually understand the language, you might actually be able to figure out a little bit of it.
Well, it so happens. Give me a second, and he's gonna do comprehend language.
Okay. So, are you doing ritual or are you just casting it?
Ritual.
Ritual. So you guys have about 10 minutes while he becomes smarter. What do you guys want to
Fuck
do
you.
with the 10 minutes?
I have the stage background, asshole.
What do you guys want to do for the 10 minutes?
Maybe see if there's anything else deeper in here, or it's just a room for a hidden room for private study.
Why don't you make me an insight check?
Okay. Inside. Yeah. So I would get that 5.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What was it?
5.
5. Yeah, looking around, you're not 100% certain what this room was used for. There's so much of what was in this room was kind of destroyed by the water that inferring anything from it is remarkably difficult. And you're still dealing with the fact that this is a very alien environment to you. You're underwater, you're breathing water, there's all this other stuff. Like, you're a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
For the rest of you guys?
Thankian's just gonna make sure they know the escape route.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure they know where. Yeah, just make
Okay.
sure we're protected.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception. 22.
22. So looking around, you kind of leave the little closet that you guys are in and kind of look around. The rest of the apartment is fairly nondescript. Again, there's one room that you can't really get to without having to go through those shocky tentacle things. But beyond that, you don't see too much. And you do notice that the door to this place is solid enough that if you wanted to lock it, it would prevent something physical from getting in there. So that does make you feel a little bit better. Looking around, again, you're looking for movement and shadows are your primary thing. You're like, this is what I'm looking for. You're still not seeing anything. So in your mind, that's a good thing. No shadows, no movement. We're not in a bad place yet. But you also know how quickly that can change.
Mm.
So, Arai, anything you want to do, or?
If there's nothing else to sort of see in that area, he's probably going to follow Thakian out.
Okay. So, did either of you two want to try and get past the shocky tentacle things, or just kind of leave that room alone?
Of course, because Arai is a curious child.
Okay. So how would you like to kind of deal with those?
Probably trying to use, because he's not a smart boy all the time. Use his pike of warning to sort of attempt to like push them aside. How is it, like just a set of them that's coming down, or is it like the entire room, or how does it go all the way to the floor?
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Can I do one
Okay.
too, since like
I'll let you-
electricity is
I'll let you assist her, so you can have advantage
yep.
on the check, Arai.
yeah.
Or assist him. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Ha! Thank you for assisting, because I went from a 6 to a nat 20.
Not bad.
Yes.
So, looking it over, you realize the tentacles are attached to these kind of bulbous blob things that kind of sequester themselves in corners of the roof and specifically make it very, very difficult for them to see. As you kind of poke around and look, the bioluminescence of the tentacles themselves seems to be coming from these sacs. And it's kind of similar to a jellyfish kind of a thing, but not quite. And as you kind of just gingerly kind of poke it, you do watch the tentacles react to the impact. Not in any in any sort of like sapient way. Like, you don't think they're thinking or anything. It looks purely reflexive.
I mean, jellyfish don't exactly have brains, do they?
No. They are sentient in the idea that they can feel things, but they're not sapient in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And so after, especially with the nat 20, after doing that, you kind of understand, oh, if I do this, and if I touch it here, and then I do this, you're able to kind of hang up the tentacles and kind of rethread them in a way that you can swim under them. You don't know how long they're going to stay that way. But it wasn't an incredibly difficult process for you to put them up there. So if they fall down again while you're exploring the room, you don't think it would be difficult for you to put them back up.
Okay.
Alright, I'll keep watching the tentacles while he explores.
Okay. As you go into this room, this is the only room that you guys have found that has things in it. They are extremely waterlogged things, but you do see what appears to be a small bed, probably for a child of some sort. You can see a chest in the corner that seems to still be sealed. And you can see remnants of various things that are so far disintegrated that you can't even attempt to predict what they used to be. But it does seem like a kid lived in here at some point. In addition to that, you can also see along the walls this strange discoloration. Again, there is algae everywhere. Algae just likes to stick to shit in general underwater. There's algae everywhere, but you can see a line, like a pretty easy to follow line where the algae is kind of discolored. And you can see, you know, a line over here on this wall, and then nothing, and then another line that kind of goes here and goes to the floor a little bit over here. But it's all covered by the algae, so you can't really see what is causing the line. You can just see the discoloration.
Okay. Arai's probably going to go over and try to scrape a bit away from the algae away.
How do you want to, or what do you want to use to scrape it away?
He's going to continue using like.
Okay. So yeah, as you kind of poke it with your pike, as you kind of scrape, it goes a little further than you expected, And as you kind of pull it out, you can see there is a deek. Deek. I was a child of the 90s. What do you mean? Or why do you ask? There's kind of a dip in the wall there, and as you kind of pull it out, there is. You wouldn't call this a crack. You would call this a slash.
Oh no.
And as you kind of use your pike to clear out more, it looks like something dug into the wall and kind of put this pretty deep gash into the wall there. It doesn't go far enough that it leads outside. Like this, had water not come into the apartment, this wall would still technically be watertight.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually can see kind of the makeup of the wall itself, and very much like just human bones in general, or humanoid bones. Like the inside is slightly porous. You can see places where blood vessels might have been. These are bone walls. Not just bone walls, these are bone walls that could have been living bones. Like not just, oh, we found bones and now we're building with them. This almost looks grown. And yeah, whatever made this is a very large, very strong claw. Metal, when metal hits bone, bad things happen. Like bone is very, very dense, and it is very, very good at ruining the edges of even very, very well-made weapons. So whatever this thing was, you don't see anything that would indicate like pieces of it being caught in the wall or anything like that. Like this is a clean slash. So whatever made this was sharp and strong.
And there's none of these similar slash patterns or the algae discolorations in the other rooms?
Not that you've
outside?
seen thus far.
So we leave the chest alone.
I don't know why you guys are so jumpy. I mean, it's not like there's, history in D&D of chests being anything other than places where you find good things. Like,
Fair, I pokes it with a spike of warning. What happens?
I laughed, you laughed, the chest laughed, you shot the chest. If you do kind of poke it, nothing really happens. Again, as far as you can tell, it's sealed.
Yeah, it's probably like a kid's play chest.
Yeah, sorry, that was meant to be a joke.
I guess
yeah,
it didn't hurt you. Let's put it that way. So
that's good. My pike didn't go, that's a bad idea, right? Don't do that.
yeah, you did not get a buzzing sound from the pike or anything. It didn't feel weird. So like, oh, that's fine. When the pike of warding doesn't tell you something, you're like, oh, that means it's safe, right? Obviously, anything dangerous my pike would tell me.
Yes, that's what Arias believes so far. The pike has not gone off once since I've had it. You know the situations that we have been in? My pike has been silent. I think it's broken.
I should...
Older dragon has been silent.
I should remind you, you do roll initiative with advantage, right? Your Pike of Warding gives you advantage on initiative checks.
I know it does. I know it does.
I was just making sure.
Warns me of nothing.
It's one of my favorite things ever about Weapons of Warding is like, oh, I get advantage on initiative, meaning I generally go before all the bad things happen. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to do in this room?
No, Arai's going to go back and report his findings.
Okay. So, as you come back to the room, you find Smegwick looking through as much as you can. Again, this stuff got knocked around, so kind of piecing it back together is, for lack of a better term, a pain in the ass.
Spinny's helping me, like.
And so figuring out where things go, especially since like page numbers have been washed away and stuff like that, will take you much longer than you want to dedicate to this process. But you are able to start putting things together, and the numbers-based things are written not like you can understand the numbers and everything, but they use this strange formatting thing. You just see the letters GAAP written in random places, and you realize that those letters are evil, horrible, disgusting letters that were designed specifically in the Seven Hells to torment anyone in the business world.
Okay, so this is a ledger.
Yeah,
Yep.
as far as you can tell. And
That
again, you
does-
with you being a scout, you probably didn't deal with money on a super regular basis, but you would be familiar with.
I
with
was
a
also
ledger.
quartermaster on the ship.
Oh yeah, so you'd be very familiar with the ledger in itself. You do realize that the numerical system here doesn't make sense. As you're sitting there, you start seeing numbers that don't add up correctly. You start at first you think, oh, they don't know how to do math, and
Or
it
maybe
takes
it's
you.
just the Alchemist
True.
calendar.
Well, no. What you realize, this isn't a base 10 system. It's a base 12 math system. And so because of that, again, if you want to dedicate a decent amount of time, you could probably decipher exactly what this stuff is. But learning an entirely new math system effectively would take you probably at least a few days of work.
Math and math.
Okay. But so bare bones, I do understand the gist of it. It's
Yeah,
some type of
you-
ledger.
You can't figure out how much money they had, but you recognize the ledger when you see it. The other thing is a journal. And the person that wrote it, as far as you can tell, had a pretty good grasp of language. Again, it is magically translating into a language that you understand. So not all of it makes perfect sense. Something is always lost in the translation. But it's very obvious that what you're reading has some pretty complex themes to it. This was written by an adult. This is not a kid's diary or something like that. A lot of it, again, is bits and pieces, and you, the things that you are able to glean together. The person writing it was talking about something becoming more dangerous. The writing itself was kind of depressive in a way. Like this was not happy journal entries, and you found it's really hard for you to kind of put them into any sort of order, but you do find a section of the notes where they mention something coming and something akin to the idea of evacuation. And what you can glean from here is, for some reason that you can't figure out from the bits and pieces you can find, they couldn't leave. When the people that were evacuating were doing it, for some undisclosed reason, they couldn't. And that's really all that you're able to get. And that takes you about 15-20 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some kind of idea about what kind of something befell this place.
Something with very sharp claws.
Since Smegwick wasn't in that room, he just goes like, okay. Apparently there was something really bad happened here. There was an evacuation, but not everyone was able to evac. So either there was just a bad panic, or maybe there was a hierarchy and these people didn't make the cut. Toxel
Thinking
does
that
something being
that's
more
why-
dangerous.
This wise thinking makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, when Arai was in the room, nothing. Oh, like the bed and the chest, were they all in appropriate-ish places, or were they kind of strewn?
They're attached to wherever they were saying. Like the bed was
Yes.
physically attached to the ground. The chest was physically attached.
Yes, so they are where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
All the few bits of furniture, like the table, came directly out of the ground. The beds and everything like that as well. The chest, all of them are physically attached. Which, when you think about it, in an environment of water and stuff like that, it's not a bad idea.
No, the question was geared more towards if the whatever had clawed through the walls,
Mm-hmm.
if it had also, uh, if it had impacted anything within that room, or like
Yeah,
broken off any of the furniture.
as far as you can tell, it didn't seem to really attack the furniture at all. If you want to roll me an insight check, you can try to like intuit what might have happened to cause those.
Okay.
Since you've got a little bit of time while Smegwick's going through, the books here.
19.
19. So yeah, kind of, going full on CSI for this thing and kind of reconstructing the thing. You could kind of see, like, the attack patterns make sense if someone was cornered in the room by something significantly larger than them, and the thing that was larger than them was trying to attack a very mobile target. Beyond that, again, we're talking about something that happened probably centuries ago, if not millennia.
Yeah.
So you can't get much better of an idea. But that's what you... Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So the creature was not ransacking the room or something. It seems to have been hunting something specific that was mobile.
And that was only in the room. Got it.
Yeah, only in that room. You haven't seen
Right.
any of the walls. And all the attacks happened away from the door. So there's no slashes or anything that impacted the doorway or the hallway.
They came in and cornered. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
Do you guys find anything?
Yes, giant claw marks. That apparently goes through this living bone house. That's no longer living. It's really weird.
I think
Yeah.
for reference, Smegwick will take a look. Is the mycelium tendrils thing still going? Is it still? Have they?
Or I will
fallen
braid them
down
back
or-
up for you.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna like.
Yeah, you can get into the room, and you've seen the insides of bones before. These are dead bones, but they're still bones, and like you can tell where the blood vessels would have been, and you don't see any channel for like marrow or anything in this particular wall, but you think at one point this had blood or something akin to it flowing through it so that it would be alive. It would be able to regenerate like bones can.
Okay. Sorry, and just for clarification, did the claw marks come from the inside of the room, or is it coming from the outside?
Inside.
Inside.
Okay. There's that, and so it's all that, and just the chest is in here.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be a kid's room.
As far as you can tell.
He's going to investigate the chest.
Okay. It's locked. And in addition to it being, kind of rusted, it's also an impressive lock. So,
Rusted.
Interesting.
So if you want to try and pick it, you can do that. It'll just be a thieves' tools check. If you want to try and break it, you can do that as well.
I was going to ask, I was going to investigate. Like, does it seem? Do I think it's trapped, or?
Make me an investigation check.
I've seen Reggie do this enough times. Let's see if I can do better.
Harai's gonna learn how to pick locks, you guys.
You already know how to pick locks. You push enough force and they open.
It's
I
12.
said pick, not pick.
What was it?
12.
You don't detect any sort of trap. As far as you can tell, it seems
Yeah,
like just a normal, very nice lock, but no traps as you can see.
Yeah, though why would a kid's chest be locked at all?
It's a good question. So do you want to try and open it?
Do I think I could? If I were to do acid splash, would I risk fucking everything up, or just the lock?
I mean, acid splash is large enough that you would probably damage more than just the lock.
Okay.
Exactly.
But if you're careful, you can probably do minimal damage. Let's put it that way. You think you could do minimal enough damage that it wouldn't damage anything inside, but there's no way you're not going to at least scar some of the rest of the chest.
Okay, so I think more preference. So would perhaps a Ray of Frost be a little bit more exacting, or is it like similar but different?
If you Ray of Frost it, well, you are underwater.
Right, holds up a javelin.
If you want to try Ray of Frost,
well, I was just wondering if like it would do less damage, but I could also just tell
So-
her like I'll just pry it.
the thing with using Ray of Frost is it causes water to freeze, which causes it to expand. If there's any water inside the chest in any way, shape, or form, it's going to cause it to burst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like a water bottle that you put in the freezer.
Yeah.
Same basic principle.
Okay, maybe just try
Would
and pry
it would like ice and electricity do anything to the area around us? Would it like
if you put
affect?
If you put a current through water, you can separate the hydrogen and oxygen.
We are not artificers.
We did that experiment in middle school, and the way that the teacher was able to show that the hydrogen was being separated from the oxygen is he lit a match over it and went pfft, because hydrogen is highly flammable.
Yep. And we saw that in Fullmetal Alchemist.
All right, I'm sure it's sick. Why don't you go and pry that sucker open?
All right, no hesitation. Arai's gonna go up with his go up and try and pry it open.
Yeah. This is not a difficult thing for you to break. You go and you do take a little bit of the top of the chest with it, but as you open it up, water rushes in because it was water tight, and you see remarkably well preserved toys come out in pieces because it just got smashed by water.
Knew that was
But
gonna
a
happen.
few of them are still intact. And you also find a few what look like precious stones. One is kind of an unpolished ruby, it looks like. Uncut, unpolished ruby. Another one looks kind of topaz-esque. And you find one that looks akin to maybe like malachite. But they're all completely uncut. They're somewhat smooth, but they're
hey
not
guys,
polished
look.
or cut or anything.
Hey guys, look, uncut jobs.
So
Okay.
yeah, so Arai's gonna leave that to Smegward because Smegward's the one that asked him to open it. But just from seeing their response or seeing how like every time he's opened something so far, that water pressure has damaged it. He's gonna start listening for the hiss, if you're familiar with that. Where so that way he's not just like crack and then all the water. So he's gonna start being a little bit more gentle with it.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to do in here?
But yeah, see Smegwick? See? He points out the
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was first. Hey, Bacon, you ever know of anything that could do this kind of crap?
Would I?
thanking
Any
whatever.
Bacon?
I've seen something a long time ago that could possibly do something like that. I didn't stick around to study it.
Did it have a lot of eyes?
Uh,
I believe so.
oh
It was behind
no.
me most of the time.
Uh, were you friends with a boulder?
Sorry, what was that?
Hey. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys don't really believe in beholders, so that it
I was
is.
going to turn to Aoi. Wait, what?
I mean, they were saying many eyes, so I was thinking beholder, but then she has to remember the ship crew didn't really believe what we were saying, and she shook it off.
I swear to God, if I find a friggin' aqua themed beholder, I'm gonna friggin' lose it. Squid holder.
I will say, kind of your average beholder wouldn't survive in the elemental plane of
Okay.
water because they don't like being underwater.
Yeah.
I
Because-
asked about
I
the
would
number of
imagine.
eyes.
So, what else you guys want to do?
Explore more.
Okay. Well, you guys have kind of picked this apartment, kick it clean.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean out
Yeah.
more.
So, as you go to the door in the floor, opening it is really easy. Like, the hinges themselves aren't like rusted or anything. It moves very, very smoothly and easily. And as you kind of look down, you can see kind of a large spherical area with another. Math is hard. 1, 2, 3. With another 4 doors in it, and then a hallway that just kind of leads to another area.
Any of the discoloration of the algae?
Not that you can see here, but it's a large enough space that you'd have to spend like 5-10 minutes looking to make sure you didn't miss any.
Okay.
Does this look bone grown?
Yeah, it looks like it's made from the same stuff. You guys seem to be at the end of like a hallway or something like that, or a road. Like you guys are, in a cul-de-sac effectively. You'd see the HOA notices on the walls.
Do not insert your blood vessel down this hole.
They
Are
apparently
any of
have
the
a real problem with dogs for some odd reason.
are any of the doors open?
Why don't you roll me a d6?
Oh.
5.
5? All of them are open.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
You apparently were the only one that the door was actually shut.
Oh, yay. At least we don't have to go through the trouble with doors that every other campaign needs to have.
And if you prefer, I can lock them all.
No.
You guys are missing your rogue, so I'm sure that will go really well.
Yeah. I mean, big strong boy.
What do you mean? I'm a rogue. I opened the door.
Hey.
So, effectively, there are 4 other apartments that if you guys want to kind of look through them,
Right.
you can. Otherwise, the only other way to go is a very kind of large, like easily about 15 to 20 feet in diameter cylinder that leads off to another part of the city that's going straight down.
Right, and check these one at a time.
Well,
What have
kind
you
of.
done to get into any mishaps or split up and do two at a time?
Well, it's the issues I have here. Like, don't get me wrong. If we were more of if we were more into an explorative situation with like a full team, I'd be down for that. But the issue is we're kind of
Right.
looking for. We have a
Yeah, that's true.
very nasty customer we're looking for.
Yeah, that's true. We should probably move on.
Just as we're going past any of the doors, Arai's going to peek into some of them just to see the state that they're in.
Sure. Make me a perception check.
Well, that's a 10.
I
Okay.
guess I'll just like, do I see anything that sticks out as a general perception?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me too.
Okay, let me spit what gives me advantage. Let's see. So that's either 5 or 5. So that's 7.
7. So yeah, as you guys kind of just quickly glance through, you notice kind of a similar thing to the apartment that you were just in, other than maybe like a table or like a counter that is physically built in. They look relatively empty. Arai, I'm assuming you're particularly looking for more slash marks.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice any, but with the amount of time you have to devote to each one, you don't really have enough time to look too closely.
Yeah.
But through quick glances, you don't see any more of those slash marks.
Okay.
So,
On we continue.
all right. So we continuing down further into the
Yes.
city. All right.
Yes.
As you guys continue to move down into this city, you can see other kind of hallway type things going off for these other kind of cul-de-sacs. But you eventually come to a much larger kind of dome shaped area where, in addition to kind of roads going off from it, you can see along the sides of it are kind of buildings and things built not just in the side but kind of curving all the way up to the top and kind of back down. You think you've probably come to some kind of maybe like town square or something akin to that.
Since
Go ahead.
comprehend language lasts for an hour, do I see any like
You,
signage or street sign or?
you see things that probably might have had words on them at one point, but have been completely wiped clean by now. So there's nothing that would even trigger the spell on them. You guys are still outside of the creature at this point. You haven't actually gone inside it, but you do see a road that seems to actually go inside the flesh of the creature and keep going. And you notice that particular road is significantly darker than the other ones, just like light-wise. So, where do you guys want to go? Do you want to explore this area? Do you want to head into the creature itself? Do you want to explore one of the other roads off of this area? What do you want to do?
I think Thakian's going to be paying attention to the darker part of the road.
Mm.
Having been here once before, you know that was one of the paths that you took. And again, kind of focusing on it, you see darkness. You don't specifically see shadows or movement as of right now. So, what do you all want to do?
Well, Bacon determined to get to the bottom of where this Brooktaker is.
All right. So, is that where you guys want to go, or I just need you to tell me
Yeah.
where you're
Oh,
going.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do what we do best? Make the bad decision.
Oh, come on.
So,
Hey.
no, I mean, we're literally looking for trouble.
Yeah.
If we're
So-
looking for the creature, I would say let's push forward.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys swim over and you come to this larger road. This one's easily about 30 feet in diameter, and it goes directly into the belly of this creature. As you look around, you can see there are buildings kind of built into the walls of this tunnel, but they look very different from the ones that you guys have seen before. These ones, some of the walls have deteriorated and they look to be made of a different material than the buildings that you just saw that were made of some sort of bone. And whatever this material is, it seems to have decayed more than the bone has. And as you guys kind of push further into this massive Leviathan-like creature, unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Otherwise, again, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. Pick up The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder by USA Today best-selling author Kiri Callaghan. Bye-bye.
Bye.